As many of you guys requested, not only in the comments, but also on the Twitter, where is the Maidana and Adrien Broner recap? Well, Britton Harden does have a life. I do not, but he does. And it was a struggle to get Britton back in once again before the holidays, but Britton, I just wanted to basically hold out until you could come back in and discuss this fight. We watched it together. Surprising could be one way to put it, at least for me. Shocking, I guess, could be the same word. But when we were watching it, I was just so amazed. Right from the gate, Maidana runs right after him, a Rocky Marciano-like move. He runs right after Broner's like, this is my fight. You are not taking any part of this from me. I'm going to beat your ass from the opening bell. Yeah. Granted, the middle rounds may have gone to Broner, but he basically beat up on Adrien Broner throughout the fight.
Definitely beat him up. I think that they should have expected that. You know, what do you think Maidana's going to do? What does he do in every fight? I mean, lately, after he's started training with Robert Garcia, he's been fighting behind the jab a little bit more, but you know that his inner animal, his inner instinct is to jump on top of his opponent and beat the shit out of him, and that's what he did to Adrien Broner for the first 3 rounds I had it.
Did they think that Maidana was just going to be another Vicente Escobedo-like guy who's just sort of going to respect Broner's speed, a little bit of his power, and just sort of stay back? I mean, did they overlook Maidana in a way that you saw? You
know, I don't see how you could overlook a 31-year-old experienced warrior. You know, like, you can't even, like, lately he's been boxing, but the majority of his career, what was it, 31 wins
he has 35
by knockout?
Wins now after Broner, and 31 of those are by knockout.
You can never overlook an opponent like that. I mean, they show you that they have that one punch power that'll put you on your ass.
But out of anything, when you were saying, you know, he's sort of well prepared, but with Robert Garcia, he's working behind the jab. Out of anything, in the Soto Caras fight, where he actually knocked him out, he was patient. Yeah. He has shown that he is a learner, and out of anything, he fought behind the jab, like you said, but he took his time with it. So out of anything, what that proves to me, and maybe it proves to people in the comments that are watching this video, he's a smart fighter, he's a well-trained fighter, and he listens to his camp. Other than in the corner with Adrien Broner's camp, it seemed like they were befuddled because they've never seen this before.
Yeah, it seemed like, you know, for a large portion of the fight, the only person that was calm and poised in the corner was Adrien, because, you know, the rest of his cornerman and his coach, they had never seen him in that kind of trouble before, so they didn't really know how to react. And I think that maybe, I'm not going to say he wasn't hurt. I'm not going to say that he didn't have his doubts.
He got knocked down twice.
Right.
He was definitely
right. No, definitely. But I mean, sometimes you get flash knockdowns. And I think the second knockdown that happened in the 8th round was maybe more of a balance shot as well, because he was squared up. No, he was squared up when he got hit, though.
No. The body shot set him up, and that's what totally dropped his hands. And we saw it in his knees. I mean, it just, as you told me when you're boxing, that body shot, that guy
freeze you.
Yes, it freezes you.
But my point is, I think that he could have better taken that punch had he not been squared up. His right foot was not behind him, and that's the foot that gives you your balance. You know, when you do feel like someone's pushing you, that's the foot that you lean on to kind of push back. And at that point, he had taken the body shot and he squared his body up, so he didn't have he didn't have anywhere to go after the hook came up top. So I think that had he, you know, had better balance, we may not have seen that knockdown.
Interesting.
You know, we can't really debate it because it happened, you know. But my point was in saying that he was very calm in the corner, because maybe he was saying, okay, you know, I did well, and you know, maybe winning 3 or 4 rounds straight, he caught me with the second shot again, I can still come back. I don't think there was any doubt in his mind that he, you know, couldn't still at some point hurt Maidana.
And he did, which we'll get to in just a moment. Let me ask you this. The antics that Adrien Broner has is like, look, we all know this. He wants to be like Floyd Mayweather. He idols Floyd Mayweather. He thinks Floyd Mayweather is possibly the greatest thing that ever lived. And he models himself after that. But the antics in the ring, the dry humping of Maidana, and then of course Maidana getting his retribution and dry humping him back. But all of this leading up, and sort of not even in the fight, but leading up to the fight, where he was sort of jogging in place on 2 feet and just right in Maidana's grill, or maybe a little closer than we are. I mean, what do you make of all the antics? I personally like, look, it makes for a good fight. It certainly hypes up the gate and hypes up the crowd a little bit, and it turns everyone against you in a way. But I mean, what do you think about it?
Now, there are special kind of fighters out there who can draw crowds, draw attention, and get the money that they want without doing all of that jogging and you know, just talking smack and doing whatever.
The cocky, arrogant attitude.
Exactly. But what you guys have to understand is boxing is not the most popular sport. To me, you know, boxing is the most amazing sport. It's the most honest sport. It's the sport that you will see, the most emotionally available sport. But it's a niche sport at heart, you know. And so if you want the kind of money that you feel like you deserve for training hard and essentially getting punched in the face to make a living, sometimes you have to go outside of yourself, and sometimes you have to just be in a personality and a brand, and you have to sell something. So I think that that's what he's doing.
So
now,
he's selling cockiness? Is
absolutely,
that what he's doing?
Absolutely, 100%. I think that.
Or are we mistaking his confidence for arrogance? Is that what we're doing?
No, he could very well be arrogant, but at the same time, I don't think that he would be that personality if he didn't think he needed it. If he didn't, you know, he evokes emotion. He's a fighter who evokes emotion inside and outside of the ring. He's gotten in his opponent's heads before, got them off their game plan. It's proven to work, and he will get people to watch his fights and come to his fights because they either want to see him win or lose.
Yeah. If they were to have a rematch, the game plan would obviously have to be different. But let's say that Maidana, similarly to the first fight, charges out of the gate like a freaking pit bull, and he goes right after Adrien Broner. How exactly does he relent that pressure, and what exactly should be his game plan for the second, if they have a Personally, do you think they'll have a rematch? You think Maidana would do it? Pretty damn good win on his part. You know,
he says that he wants to fight Floyd next.
Maidana?
Yeah, he said that
who doesn't want to fight Floyd?
Obviously.
You want to fight Floyd.
No. Floyd will beat the shit out of me in about 2 seconds.
Okay, all right.
But he says that he wants to fight Floyd. Now, I don't see Floyd taking that fight because, I mean, to be honest, like, it would be a good fight to see, but for what at this point? He doesn't have the following that Floyd, you know, has made a mandate for his opponents to, you know, step in the ring with him. So I think that the smartest move would be to give Adrien Broner a rematch. You know, you prove that it's not a fluke. They've been throwing allegations around that he's been on PEDs. You prove that that's not the case. At the end of the day, Maidana doesn't have to prove anything to Adrien Broner or the boxing community.
His body of work proves that he doesn't
His body
have
of
to
work
prove
proves it doesn't have to prove anything, especially in this particular fight. But if you want the most lucrative move, you're going to give Adrien Broner that rematch.
All right, now follow up on the second thing I asked you. If there was a rematch, what should be Broner's strategy so he doesn't get caught the way he did against Maidana?
Now, what Adrien Broner didn't do in the first round that when me and you watch it together, I kind of highlighted, is he let Maidana get too close to him too early, and he let Maidana get too close, which built his confidence, and he didn't feel like he needed to respect Adrien Broner's power. He didn't respect his jab or his speed. Now, after Broner got roughed up for about a minute and a half, he started throwing that jab to the body, which backed Maidana off of him, because we all know that Maidana doesn't take body shots well. We've seen him hurt to the body against Amir Khan, the fight that me and you went to against Josito Lopez. Josito hurt him to the body. He's been hurt to the body plenty. He
didn't hurt him immensely, but he made a statement.
He made a statement, and when you hit Maidana to the body, I know that people are going to go crazy in the comments, but go back and watch his fights. You hit Maidana in the body, he will back off of you for about 10 seconds, and then he's back on you like a banshee.
It may not have been 10 seconds, but it was a solid 5 seconds.
Yeah, and it's enough time for Adrien Broner. He's a thinker. And when you don't give someone who's a thinker and a boxer time to think, they start to make mistakes. So what Adrien Broner reverted to was his natural ability is to fight, and he's tough.
Out of anything, wasn't he overthinking it though? He looked lost in there. It looked like he wanted to execute the game plan at hand. And we were talking about this. This is what makes Floyd great. Yeah. Is that he's able to adjust mid-fight, like, nah, that didn't work. Let me try something else.
Let me try something different.
He is a... It's so fucking cliche, and I hate to say it, but he's a student of the game. Broner, I don't know. I'm starting to have my doubts because he couldn't adjust. No. He kept trying to go back to the same game plan over and over and over, which failed him.
I don't agree in saying that he's not a student of the game. He's been in the boxing ring since he was 9 years old. So there's no way. And there's plenty of great fighters. There's plenty of great fighters who've lost the fight before.
Do you understand what I mean when I say?
What you're saying is he put himself at I'm a great. There's Floyd Mayweather, then there's Adrien Broner. These are his words. This is what he has, trying to get the audience to buy into. And you would have thought that after all that talk and his past performances, be it that he didn't beat anyone of credit to a lot of people, you would have thought that he would have been able to adjust better, being that he is supposedly the next Floyd Mayweather.
Absolutely.
But what you got to understand is it's levels. It's levels to boxing. So? It's levels to boxing, obviously. And I mean, you commented on earlier before we went on air about me being a Floyd Mayweather apologist, which I disagree with. But I just think that Floyd Mayweather is the best pound-for-pound boxer today, and he proves it every time he gets in the ring.
There's no one questioning that.
And that's what I mean, like there's levels. Not everyone can make that adjustment, and not everyone has been able to make that adjustment, i.e. Floyd Mayweather being where he is in the sport right now. Sure. And who's his biggest competition? A Manny Pacquiao, who's taken 4 losses in his career, had wars with fighters, been knocked out 3 times in his career. He's been knocked out in more of his losses than he has been by decision. He's only lost, what, twice by decision?
This is Pacquiao?
Yeah.
I believe so.
And he's been knocked out to the body and knocked out to the head in the Philippines. He just got put out cold by Marquez, and this is Floyd Mayweather's supposed equal in the ring.